welcome back. We are out today again near Jetticks, trying to see if we can find some more nice ammonites. The last time we run to it was a bit of a bust. So just at the minute working along some of the edges here. We've had some pretty high tides, so stuff has been washed out. One that made me really sad was this thing that I just picked up. A couple of nice, what I think might have actually been Hawskers rather than elegantissirus, which would have been a lovely piece, but they're gone, sadly. Game of spot the fossil. Whoop. This one right here. It's alright, Dak. A little bit blown out on the edge, but it's not too bad. Just a nice little part of an elegantissirus. Probably was mostly there when it was first in the cliff, but all gone since it's fallen. Hit a little section where someone's obviously been splitting nodules. You can see what was the remains of a nice dak. And just up here was the nicest thing I saw. That would have been a lovely elegantissirus. Picked up a bit thinking, oh, that looks a bit like bone, and yeah, one big bit there and another bit there. Possibly a couple of pretty worn verts and maybe some paddle digits looking at them. But been the first ichthyosaur bones I've found in a while, so that's quite nice. Now I might have a look to see if I can find the rest of this nodule. Another big shame that is. That would have been a gorgeous ammonite, but sadly right on the top of the nodule. Might still give this nodule a tap, but I doubt there's going to be anything in it if there's the ammonite on the top. Shame, big shame. Welcome to British summertime, where it is grey, miserable and very wet. So I'm at the end of Jetticks. I'm going to work my way back around and then out that way, just because there's nowhere else to go when it's this wet. So I'm going to have to be a bit careful because that corner there has some nasty cut-offs as you go around. And as you can see, the waves are up. Tide's still going out, so I've got plenty of time, but just have to be aware of it. Just been grabbing a few nodules from the area. Split this first one, nice piece of phylloceras. Sadly, always a little bit incomplete. You just see, I can see this bit sticking out. So I knew it was in there, but pretty. Been splitting some nodules with my usual amount of success. So what was almost a very nice dak, sadly, middle bit's gone. I say dak as well, it might have actually been a little Perinoceras. There's some small things that look like nodes on this side here. But middle's gone, so that'll stay on the beach. What was a very big and at one stage nice elegantissirus, but the outer parts of this big whorl seem to have shattered. It's a bit of a shame, but I might still take it because it's kind of interesting. I'd like to see if I can get this bit off and then kind of have like the main bit within an exploded outer body chamber. I think that'd look quite nice if that comes out. This is the other thing I picked up. It's a beautiful piece of fossil wood, not jet or anything, just pyrite preserved, and you can see the dark codified bits there, but also like the knot in the wood here. So it's quite a nice piece. Trying to decide whether or not it's worth taking home. I quite like it, but it's surprisingly heavy, being a big lump of pyrite basically inside. A few more splits and something I don't normally collect. This is a big old chunk of belemnite phragmocone, but it's actually really beautiful. So I might just keep this one. Don't want the other part. I mean, it wasn't a nodule, as you can see, but it's a nice belemnite phragmocone. Had a Perinoceras come out fairly nicely, although I call it a Perinoceras. This node is so big, I have no idea what to call it, because it should just be pretty much single or double rib, but that node covers three different ribs, so it's very interesting. Unfortunately a bit battered in the split, but it'll glue back together fairly nicely, I hope. I might be able to figure out what it is. I don't know if anyone else gets it, but every once in a while I find a fossil that just makes me smile. So a piece of wood, and you can see all the little concentric rings in it, all the way down onto the other side. It's really nice. It's different as well, because it's kind of an unusual shape. That hopefully might polish because that's beautiful. See if you can play spot the fossil. It's a funnily one I almost walked past myself, even though it's an entire beach prepped hildy just sitting there looking at me. Hitting the end of the bay where we start to run into the Pleuroceras layers, and wouldn't you know it, found a nice nodule, contains a pleuro. My little concern is that if you follow it around here, that's the mouth border end, and then on the other side it narrows down here, and I don't know if it's broken with its little edges or if it's got flattened as it goes through. But it's my first actually really nice pleuro, hopefully, so I'm going to take that one home. Gotta love when your decks come out like that. It's ready to go. Just a little bit in the middle to come out. Nice. After a morning of rain and wind and high seas, this is the beauty of the Jetticks. Absolutely gorgeous today.